Welcome in here, race fans, tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. The SK Modified Division here for the Red Light Racing, presented by Checkered Flag Auto Supply, heads a little bit west. We head to the Phoenix International Raceway, also known as ISM Raceway. Guys, it is hot, it is under the lights, and these SK Modifieds are tuned up, and they are ready to go racing here tonight under the lights for all you race fans tuning in. We got to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network to watch these bad boys. You know, the season has been good so far. A lot of drivers have found themselves the victory lane. We've had a lot of drivers, new drivers, rookie drivers this season contend for wins here. And actually, let's talk about that real quick here while we're still in the pre-race show. Brian Hacker, Dalton Williamson, AJ Rogers, all three rookies right now have wins this season. Only one veteran of the series is able to hold the top spot at the end of the night, and that was Mcintyre. That was just last week. It's crazy to think that all these rookies coming in have been able to go ahead and top these giants, pretty much, that these guys are, like Mcintyre, who held 6 wins, I should say, just last season. So, stout competition. Of course, there's always the likes of Joe Strano and Dan Butler. Josh Buckley's out there also. Right now, the shocker on top of the world, though, Richard Murdoch is on top of the leaderboards here in our practice session as these boys turn some laps around this track yet here tonight to get ready for qualifying that will be coming live to you here in just a couple of seconds on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We talked about those rookies and having wins. Well, let's talk about the points championship, because after tonight, there's only going to be 4 races left in this championship hunt for these guys. Top of the leaderboards in our point standings, Brian Hacker. He has an 11-point lead right now over Dalton Williamson, who last week had a terrible race for Dalton and that whole glove box racing crew. Al Smith, he's sitting third, right there, your top 3. Al, by the way, is only 29 points behind Brian Hacker, but those 3 drivers are all rookies this year. You got to go to 4th before you find Mcintyre, who is just 42 points out of the championship hunt. Then it's AJ Rogers, a rookie, Don Coleman in 2nd season, and then it's Josh Buckley in 7th, Chris Fritz, Brian Robinson, and Joe Strano. That's your top 10. Half that top 10 here tonight is Rookie of the Years. But looking at it, it looks like qualifying is officially underway, and we just talked about the man. Let's show him. Out on track, driving the number 42 from north of the border. You are watching the 42 MK Medic Machine. This is Mcintyre. Terriot this season having a little bit of a down year for what you would think of Max's stats. It's a 1 win for him. 3 top 5s and 5 top 10s currently. He is sitting 42 points out of the championship hunt behind Brian Hacker. But as Max goes across the timing and scoring and down into turn number 1 here tonight, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, race fans from all over, I'm looking at this track here tonight as I'm watching the 42 of Terriot. It's going to be crazy no matter which way you look at things. This track here tonight is going to look like a super speedway at the end of it. It is wide. It is very wide. The part that gets narrow is right about there coming off of turn number 4 as Max comes across the start-finish line. He'll go actually a bunch of times already up onto the board. Let's show you where they all are. Right there, James Skelton right now in the Slim Jims machine, making his 2nd start ever in the SK series. He right now has the pole position. Let's see, lap number 2 going to be a little bit faster for James Skelton. So it's a 28.87 second lap for James Skelton. Tyler Blankenship last week had some issues on this. Number 44 was not able to take the green flag. So he is here tonight putting in his qualifying attempt. And everybody coming across the line. Brian Robinson right now with his best qualifying effort. It is a 2nd right now. 3rd for Josh Buckley. Richard Murdoch is 4th with Joe Strano. Here is the glove box racing number 1 out of Tampa, Florida. This is Dalton Williamson. He is out onto the speedway. Did not get much practice time, if any at all. So we will keep an eye on Dalton and see if he can be able to get this BK Paints machine up into a very good qualifying run. Travis Minto just came across the line here in the F5 IPA entry. Travis is currently 14th quickest out of the 14 drivers who have taken times. Here is the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified, the Higgins Hill Racing number 40. This is Rob Higgins. He is qualified right now into the 13th position, and we have a little bit of a note that we kind of missed on Monday night for Rob Higgins. James out there in chat says, let's go Higgins, and Natalie Higgins for the state representative up there. Well, Rob, sorry we missed that, and James, sorry we missed that also. Right now, though, Dan Butler is out onto the speedway, the 10B. It's the racing school entry for Dan Butler. Another new paint scheme on this machine tonight here for Dan. You will not be able to miss him. It is an electric orange 10B racing school entry. He is 16th quickest on lap number 1. Qualifying half over into the books here tonight, so we will see where Dan Butler can go. Lap number 2, going to be quicker. Good enough to go to 15th quickest for Dan Butler with a 29.13 second lap. Brian Hacker out onto the speedway in his number 11 Illinois. The Austin Designs Carbon Machine Smith Racing entry. He was 18th quickest on lap number 1. He'll come across the line here, and let's see, does he propel himself higher? It'll be 7th quickest for the driver out of Illinois, Brian Hacker, your points championship leader coming into tonight. He will go 7th quickest on the board. Al Smith with a big jump from the bottom shelf to the top shelf. The Old Shed VIP Graphics Smith Racing Inc. 96 out of South Glen Falls, New York. He goes P number 1, new quick time here at Phoenix. It was a 28.84 second lap for Smith out there tonight, so he'll possibly be able to snag his first pole of the season as the clock is starting to wind down here. It looks like 18 out of the 19 drivers who have showed up to the Phoenix International Raceway have gone ahead and put a qualifying time in tonight, so Smith will take her back down pit road with that super fast VIP graphics entry machine. Well, let's see if we could possibly grab a quick word in with the driver out of South Glen Falls, New York, who's currently sitting on top of the leaderboards. Al, you got a copy of Smooth Up here in the booth.
Got you guys.
Well, Al, that is a quick hot rod out there tonight. Right now, with about 10 seconds left, you're on the provisional pole. How did that car get this quick time here tonight?
Really not really sure, but they got a good VIP graphics, Old Shed Troyer with a nice Ford power plant underneath the hood of it tonight. So hopefully we can keep it up front. It's going to be one of those super speedway-esque races, I think, here tonight. So, but just glad to get a pole, and if I'd be lying to you if I knew where that came from.
Well, we're all still wondering the same thing. We're Get Tech, and we'll see if we can tear this car down before the end of the night. Al, looks like it's time to take to the grid, so good luck out there tonight.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy the race, everybody.
There is your pole setter tonight here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. Al Smith will lead them off of pit road once we take to the grid here. I believe, there it is. We do have them gridded up here tonight, race fans, so let's take you through your starting lineup brought to us by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, located in Ayer, Massachusetts. You need some auto parts for your race cars? You need them for your street cars? Head on over to the Checkered Flag Auto Supply and get your race parts. This is your starting lineup, though, here at Phoenix. Starting on the front row, driver of the 96 out of South Glen Falls, New York, the Smith Racing Inc. VIP Graphics entry. It is Al Smith Jr. Starting his outside, the driver out of South Carolina, driving the 86 Slim Jim entry. It'll be the 86 of James Skelton. Starting on row number 2, driving out of New York, driving the 37 New York, is Brian Robinson. The number 2, DraftTop.com, Need for Speed Racing entry in the 4th position is Josh Buckley. The Full Throttle Racing, Adventure in Pixels 01 of Richard Murdoch will start into the 5th spot. 6th here tonight, Joe Strano in the Green Forestry Supply entry. He'll start 6th. The 11, Illinois, Brian Hacker will roll off 7th. Tim Williams out of Canada, Eating Canadian Bacon, will start in the 8th position. Max Theriault, also from Canada, he'll start 9th. Tyler Blankenship making his first ever start here in the SK division. He'll start 10th. 11th going to go to A.J. Rogers. Don Coleman in the Swagger in entry. He will start tonight into the 12th spot. 13th going to be Jimmy McIntyre Jr. Dalton Williamson going to be 14th on the grid. Starting in the 15th position out of Florida, driving the number 5 is Darrell Plauder. Starting 16th tonight, the number 40, the Higgins Hill Racing, Rob Higgins. 16th, Dan Butler. 17th, Travis Minto. 18th is Minto. 19th is going to be Fritz, actually, and that's your starting lineup here tonight as we work down the front straightaway. Green flag coming out. Green flag is racing, or waving, and we are racing here at Phoenix. Great start by the driver out of New York. Al's going to get a good start down on the bottom. He's also going to bring another one of those New Yorkers right along. Brian Robinson going to take that second position. One of them way to the top side. That's the 44 of Blankenship. He's going to lose a couple positions coming through the tri-oval here on lap number 1. All the drivers right now trying to come back to complete the first lap of racing tonight. Al Smith will lead the first lap here at Phoenix. Brian Robinson, then look at the battle for the third spot. Here comes Brian Hacker to the inside of Murdoch down into turn number 1. There's Max Terrill also down on the bottom. Terrill going to go way down below the line. He's going to cut the dogleg 3-4 wide coming through the dogleg with Max down on the bottom. Hacker and Robinson going to be in the middle as Murdoch is way up top shelf here tonight. Look at them as they're just about 4 wide through turn 3 and 4 coming back to the start-finish line. Smith is loving what he is seeing in his mirror because he is running away. Looks like Hacker has now gotten into that position of second, but look at the 01. That is Richard Murdoch to the outside. Driver of the 01, the Adventure in Pixel 01. Murdoch is dropping like a rock. Look at them all fan out down the back straightaway. Still got 3 wide racing. That's the 44 of Blankenship down to the bottom. Don Coleman is in the middle, and it's the Canadian of Tim Williams way up top there. We stay racing here. Look at the side-by-side battles. They are all over the racetrack. Blankenship down to the bottom. Net Code touches the swagger in of Don Coleman. Coleman hard into the outside wall. Coleman going to get shoved up by Netcode into the outside wall here in turn number 1. That will bring out the first caution flag here this evening, and I believe the left-hand side of the Swagger in SK Modified has been shortened up by about a good foot. You can see it as he comes down through that dog leg. That left side is not going to be, well, I don't know if it's going to handle the way it should the rest of the way, race fans. Let's take a look back here and see what happened to Don Coleman. Let's see if we can go zoom out just a little bit here. You see right about there going into the corner, you see the 97. Oh, and then Higgins gets a little piece of the bumper bars. Up into the outside wall goes Coleman. We'll see if we can watch it back if we have a better camera angle, I believe, on this one. Watching that green and black car down to the inside with the white in the middle. It's complete netcode from that left, or that right front into the left rear just about on Coleman's machine. And that's what sends the driver of the Swagger in way up the track. And unfortunate for Don, it's going to be a lot of damage done to the Swagger in. But as we come back live here, it looks like some split strategies here from the drivers in the field. Hacker going to stay out. He'll lead a lap. Al Smith going to lead everybody else down pit road. Terrill, Strano, Rogers, McIntyre, Williamson, Williams, Higgins, Butler, Clauder, Minto, Fritz. I mean, the entire field. Don Coleman, of course, bringing in the Swagger in slowly on a stretcher. I believe that car is very wounded here tonight. He'll pull it on into his stall and see exactly how much time is going to be needed to fix it. Is it going to be 4 tires or 2 tires? It looks like it's a 4-tire stop for Smith, who was the first driver to come down onto pit road. Battle off of pit road, though, looks like it will be led by A.J. Rogers, Richard Murdoch, Joe Strano, James Skelton, Dalton Williamson. Al Smith still sitting in his pit box. Now Smith will drop it in gear and pull out of pit road, but he's going to lose a ton of spots. So we are working our first caution flag tonight here at the Phoenix International Raceway. And race fans, we got to thank you all for tuning in. And I hope you enjoy the racing so far here tonight. I know we're only 6 laps completed in the book, only 5 of them under the green flag conditions. But the racing that we have seen so far here tonight has been 4 wide, 3 wide, side-by-side racing action. I have never seen anything like it. I have never seen these SK Modifieds run around this Phoenix International Speedway. I mean, let's call me crazy, but I believe these cars in real life, the Wheel and Modifieds, do actually run here at the Phoenix International Raceway, I believe once or twice a year. So the SK Modified is just the division below, and I would like to actually get out there and run. It seems like it might be a little bit fun. I don't know what you think, race fans. If you like what it is, go ahead, give them a thumbs up. Give them a like for the racing that they're putting on here tonight. We're going to see if the iRacing pace car lights do go out this time but We got to thank all the guys up in Ayer, Massachusetts for tuning in. Of course, you know, that's where the Checkered Flag Auto Supply is located. It's a family-owned business that's owned and operated by the family. They pride themselves in being an independent auto parts store. If you're looking for a friendly and knowledgeable staff, why don't you just stop on in over there at 103 Park Street in Ayer, Massachusetts, and tell them that you saw it right here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network with the Red Light Racing Series. So on this restart, it looks like it's going to be Brian Hacker leading the way. It looks like Brian Robinson will be to his outside. Then it'll be Josh Buckley lining up the second row, second car to the inside row. DraftTop.com entry. Tyler Blankenship will put the 44 to start into the 4th spot. Then it's going to be Fresh Tires behind them. And we're going to tell right now if the Fresh Tires mean a lot here as we're getting ready to go back racing. iRacing pace car down off the racing surface. Brian Hacker going to come back into the restart zone, and we are racing once again here at Phoenix tonight. 65 laps was the scheduled distance, 8 of them already in the book. Hacker going to hold the bottom lane. He'll hold serve. It looks like Buckley's trying to bring the number 2 to the inside. They're going to cut the dogleg way down to the bottom. Look at them all fan out back here. 3 wide with Strano to the inside, Blankenship in the middle, and that was Murdoch to the outside. Here comes Dalton Williamson. He didn't get a lot of practice. He'll take the number 1 glove box racing entry down bottom shelf, and look at them. They are running the formation. 2 by 1 by 2 by 1. They go down the front straightaway. Now it'll be 3 wide into turn number 1. Blankenship going to be still stuck into the middle there. That's one of them going around. Travis Minto going to go around. Travis Minto spins the F5 IPA entry. The question being, did he have any help down there in turn number 2 to bring out the second caution flag here of the evening on lap number 10? So Minto rights the ship. We're going to find out if he got old yeeted or what going down there into turns 1 and 2. Take it from our out camera here. They are 3 wide ahead of him. Al Smith to the outside. Oh, Minto down on the apron, and he may have got some help by that 45, but I believe he was already losing control down on the bottom with that modified. We'll see if we can go back here in just a second. I believe we have an onboard camera somewhere out there. I was a little late there by our camera crew. Let's see if we can actually get the right camera on board with Williamson right here. Oh, yeah, there was contact, and I believe that was the 42 of Max Theriault who actually got into the back of the 45 of Tim Williamson. Watch it back here one more time. Watching that 19 down to the inside, the 45. See Minto down on the apron, and when he bobs and weaves, it just checks up that bottom lane. And with everybody being hammered down, trying to gain as many positions as they can, there was just nowhere to go for those drivers. Check out this onboard camera. This is the Higgins Hill Racing entry tonight. Talk about a close call down there as that spinning number 19 was down on the apron already. So that'll be the second caution flag of the evening here. Brian Hacker still continuing to lead, completing lap number 12 here. So it is Hacker and Buckley. You know, I talked to Josh Buckley just the other day about the how the SKs were going this season for him. The driver that won 2 races last year has a new paint scheme on this modified this season. It is the draft top entry with the checkered flag auto supply on board also there. And, of course, the Green Forest Tree Supply coming on board this year with Buckley. And, you know, new sponsors, new paint, except the team is kind of recessed just a little bit. They're down from where they were last year. Coming into tonight, Buckley is actually 7th in points His best finish so far this season was at the USA International Speedway and also over at Lucas Oil, where he was actually, they finished 6th both nights. His other stats, though, not really good so far this year. It was a 22nd back at Lanier, a 14th at North Wilkesboro, and a 15th at Thompson. He does have 2 other top 10s, 2 9th place finishes, actually, at Concord and Oxford. So right now, this driver of the number 2 is trying to find himself into a good finishing position. Right now, he is running into the 2nd spot. He'll restart on the outside lane here as we double him back up here at Phoenix. We'll go back racing with 14 laps officially into the racing books tonight. Once again, we got to thank all the fans for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you're new here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, the notification. Get a notification anytime we go live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We go live almost every day of the week with racing here, like the modifieds all the way to the big tracks at Daytona and Talladega. We take some stops in between at the dirt track, your local dirt tracks. We take the stop there also. Find us all the time here on the Turn 3 Racing Network on YouTube. We thank everybody once again for tuning in as we're getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here tonight in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series presented by Red Light Racing. Green flag back into the air, and we will see these drivers battle it back into turn number 1. They go barreling down the front straightaway. Looks like A.J. Rogers is going to be able to get a good start down on the bottom. We have not seen that outside lane get a good start, and we still see it once again. Josh Buckley not able to get a good start with that number 2 machine. He'll lose the 2nd spot to A.J. Rogers as they cut the dogleg. Into turn number 3 they go. Looks like the racing kind of settled down as they've seen a couple cautions here in the early stages. Hacker leads us back across the line, and the side-by-side battle is still the number 2 of Josh Buckley to the outside. It looks like Dalton Williamson has got around him. Now it's going to be time for the 86 of James Skelton to look to the inside here. That Slim Jim Axe entry. He will get around the number 2 of Buckley, and now here comes Joe Strano, the driver of the Green Forest Tree Supply, number 43. Hacker under attack, though, at the front. He's got A.J. Rogers. He's got Dalton Williamson. They are bobbing and weaving. You can see the draft down the front straightaway here tonight is going to play a factor. Looking back off your race leader here, Brian Hacker. You see the Epic Media, number 17, right on the tail of Hacker. Rogers throws it in a little bit higher to try and get a better run through the middle of the corner. Hacker just trying to stay smooth and steady down on the bottom. Look at the 86. Look at everybody get back in line. James Skelton going to look to the outside here on Dalton Williamson down into turn number 1. Rogers is just all over the back bumper here of Brian Hacker, as now Dalton Williamson possibly looking like he could go down to the bottom here and take a spot away as they head down into turn number 3 once again. Out of turn number 4, it will be Dalton Williamson taking advantage there as he gets around A.J. Rogers, and everybody else back towards the back has started to also go into that single file formation. James Skelton still would like to get around into the top 3 here tonight. A regular on Monday night. He's going to dive down to the bottom out of turn number 2. Really be able to be given enough room down there. There is the wall, and he was very close to the wall. Dalton Williamson also now looking, peeking to the inside. He's going to go way down below. He's going to use the apron with that number 1. Really be able to hold the power out of turn number 4. It looks like Dalton Williamson will drag race Brian Hacker back to the line. Dead heat at the line. I believe it was Brian Hacker at the line, where Say Hacker had the lead that time by, but now Dalton Williamson really has that glove box racing BK Paints entry down to the bottom. He looks the nose ahead. Now they're going to go 3 wide into turn number 3. Hacker to the outside. Hacker going to get bumped. Hacker going to try and save it. Back up onto the track. Nowhere to go for a Blankenship. Well, that's not a good look as you see smoke onto the speedway. Somebody rolling around smoking. I believe that might be the 44 of Tyler Blankenship. We'll see once we catch the replay. We know Brian Hacker is involved, as that is the 44 of Blankenship that is smoking as he's rolling around turns 1 and 2 currently with a very wounded and damaged number 44. So let's take the quick look back here. Let's watch it from above. There you see Skelton going to go to the 3 wide, and Hacker maybe didn't get the memo from the spotter that Skelton was down there, and Hacker tried to save it, and when he corrected it, right up the track, Al Smith involved, Josh Buckley involved, Blankenship is involved. You see him pull away with the smoking number 44. Right on board with Blankenship. Hard impact, and there you heard the motor expire. He did a 360 and was able to get that 44 turned back around, but it was way too late as he was right into those Nerf bars of the 11 of Hacker. There you see Hacker with that little bit of a nudge, and he tries to correct it, and when he overcorrects, up the track goes the 11 Illinois, and wonder how much damage is done to him, how much damage is done to Al Smith, who also came through that wreck. Watch it back and watch for Al here. Let's see if we can find Al Smith and watch. You already saw the spin. Then Smith nowhere to go, also right into the back of Blankenship. Buckley right there got a little piece of that also. So a lot of these drivers are going to try and see how much damage they still have on their cars here tonight at the Phoenix International Raceway. Looks like a couple drivers were able to sneak onto pit road here. It looks like Brian Robinson, Chris Fritz, Brian Hacker, Don Coleman, Rob Higgins, Tim Williams, Al Smith, and it looks like Blankenship has officially taken his car to the garage, I believe. So now you got to wonder, with a championship looming, how much damage is done to Hacker. You see him back onto pit road once again. He brought the 11 Illinois back down to see how much damage and can he get any of it fixed. Remember, Hacker came into the night as the championship leader. He only had a 12-point margin over Dalton Williamson and Al Smith. Al actually was involved in that, so how wounded is the South Glen Falls driver? Will his car be okay? Both of them came inside the top 3 tonight as this event unfolded. After tonight, it's only going to be 4 more races left before we crown a champion here in the second season of the SK Modifieds. It looks like Smith is actually going to go a lap down. That's how much damage he has on the 96. We'll see if we can get an update from that camp here in just a couple of seconds, but I believe we have doubled these cars back up, and Dalton Williamson will be the race leader when we get the green flag. So some crazy action here in the beginning of this race. It'll be Williamson, Skelton, Rogers and Strano, Murdoch and Buckley, Butler, Terriot, Minto, Mcintyre back there. Green flag back into the air, though, at Phoenix here. We are racing after our third caution flag here of the evening. That outside lane finally getting a good start with James Skelton and the Slim Jim entry, trying to pull it around the speedway. He'll find a home down to the bottom, so he won't lose any spots, but Joe Strano's still out there. Oh, and he's having a little bit of connection issues, I believe, and that's the 2 of Buckley right behind him. Murdoch is also right there. Murdoch going to look to the inside of Buckley. He'll take away that 5th spot from Buckley and slide right up in front of him. Williamson will come back around here, though. He will lead that lap. They single file it out, but they hang the number 42 of Max Terriot to the outside. Everybody down on the inside here once again, trying to see who can get what. Strano drifting up the track here, looking to the outside on Murdoch out of turn number 4. Will he have the run down the front straightaway? He'll be able to get to the bumper bars, but that's about it on that number 43 to the 01. Looks like Skelton looking to the inside here on Dalton Williamson. Williamson going to go way high. He's going to try and come back down, but he knows that James Skelton has the inside lane. Now here comes A.J. Rogers also. Richard Murdoch right there in the hunt. Everybody will now go to the inside and freight train the 01 of Dalton Williamson. Williamson will be headed straight backwards like he's got a cinder block tied to his legs here tonight at Phoenix. Murdoch gets around him. Strano, look at Buckley still stuck to the outside. Here comes Dan Butler in that orange 10B machine. Right now, the only driver out of lane inside the top three, as here comes Jimmy Mcintyre looking to the inside of Buckley. You think he was trying to do the 2-for-1 to look to the inside of Dan Butler. Murdoch going to look down to the bottom. Can he get to the inside of A.J. Rogers? He'll cut down below. Murdoch looking to take second position. Dalton Williamson was able to find a home just running into the 5th position as Mcintyre and Butler are still side by side. Everybody looking good here, closing in on the halfway point. So now with James Skelton, a regular on the Monday Scrambler Series side of things, he is right now in front of Richard Murdoch, another one of those regulars. This is only Murdoch's 3rd race this season, I believe 4th race ever into the SK Modified. And man, look who's sitting there in 3rd. That is Joe Strano, race fans, the Strano Brothers Racing entry. Where the heck did he come from tonight? Murdoch going to swing to the inside of James Skelton down into turn number 1. He sniffed the draft all the way down the front straightaway. Now he'll jump down to the bottom. So Murdoch is looking to take the race lead. Mcintyre back into the fold. And Max Terriolt's right there also. So Richard Murdoch will look to lead his first lap. Joe Strano was able to sneak by that 86 machine. Now Strano going to look down to the bottom on Murdoch. Murdoch left the door open after he led a lap. So now Skelton led a lap, Murdoch led a lap. Now Joe Strano trying to bring the Green Forest Tree Supply entry. 43 to the lead for the first time in the SK Series. Strano usually running towards the front on Monday in the Scrambler Series, now leading here tonight in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Division. He'll lead at the halfway point. Murdoch stuck to the outside. Mcintyre still doing battle. He is out to the outside. Oh, Minto down onto the apron again. Minto with a huge wiggle. It checked up Daryl Quater down on the inside. The driver out of Florida with that number 5 machine, the gray and teal entry. Daryl Quater backing off the throttle and hoping that he didn't catch the 19 there of Minto. Quater back there started into the 15th position. He has clawed his way up to 11th right now. That's the highest he has ran so far here tonight. But talking about highest run, man, Murdoch now back to the outside. And here comes Max Terrill. A.J. Rogers got around out of turn number 2. Now the 42 will get around Murdoch. Here comes Dalton Williamson back. Williamson lost a position. Caution flag onto the speedway. It looks like the 45 of Tim Williams had an issue with his 45 entry. So that'll bring the 4th caution flag out here just after the halfway point tonight. Well, if these guys were thinking fuel was going to be an issue at this point, it will not be a problem. Watch it back. 45. Oh, he's going to slide up in front of the 37, and then he just gets loose on his own. Robinson nowhere to go. You see him just spinning just out of that as we had the timing tower in our sight there. Don Coleman comes squeaking through. Let's go back and watch this. There you see the 45 probably chewing on some Canadian bacon as the 37 New York went down to the inside lane there. Brian got turned around and involved in that. So that's what brings out our caution flag here. As split decisions, Joe Strano, A.J. Rogers, Max Terrill, Travis Minto all stay out. And James Skelton, Richard Murdoch, and the entire field is down on pit road right now. Race fans, once again, we thank you for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you enjoy the show, go ahead, give these red light racing drivers all the thumbs up as the aerial shot here from above turns 3 and 4 on Rattlesnake Hill are brought to us tonight by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Checkered Flag Auto Supply not located here at Phoenix International. It's located all the way across the country up in Ayer, Massachusetts. You know, those nice, friendly folk up there, they did send me a nice little a t-shirt. I did get that in the mail just the other day. Look for a couple model poses coming out onto the Turn 3 Facebook page coming up here in just the next couple of days. A lot of big things coming over onto our Facebook page. I believe the t-shirts, the pre-sale t-shirts should be in just this week also. Possibly tomorrow afternoon, I believe they should be delivered. So if you ordered a t-shirt here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, that should be being shipped out here within the next couple of days to your house. We got to thank everybody who did go ahead and purchase one of those. We still do have a couple of t-shirts that we have left in stock. If you need a t-shirt from the Turn 3 Racing Network, go ahead and message one of our broadcasters or go ahead and just straight message the Turn 3 Racing Network Facebook page. We can get you pointed in the right direction, and we can get you all swagged out if you need stickers all the way to can koozie holders, because it is the summertime, and we don't like when our beer sweats, now do we, race fans? T-shirts, we got the T-shirts. We got you covered on that also. Because we like and we love all of our fans and our family. Everybody that tunes in, we consider them family here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Just like family right here with the Red Light Racing Series. Everybody, a big family here, but let's talk about what just happened here. The top 3 drivers right now, Strano, Rogers, and Minto, they all are going to stay out here on these older tires. Everybody else behind them came down pit road. Looks like James Skelton actually only took 2 tires on his Slim Jim machine. He was the first one out of pit road. Murdoch, Williams, McIntyre, Butler, Higgins, Clauder, the rest of the top 10 there, they all put on 4 tires. Gassed them up, and they will be ready to go the rest of the way here tonight. There you see the 10B of Dan Butler, the racing school entry. Lost Speedway is on the back of that number 10. Dan, a driving instructor up at the Thompson Speedway there with the racing school. Dan told me just the other day they actually had a record crowd over there at the racing school. So even though the COVID-19 pandemic does rage on, we are still able to go out and now get back to somewhat of a normalcy life all around the world. And the racing school is one of those activities that a couple drivers here in the Red Light Racing division, here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series, actually are going to be able to attend. Last season, the number 2 of Josh Buckley was able to win himself a ride, as he is, I believe, in a couple weeks scheduled to go up there and take that ride with the driving instructors at the racing school. And Brian Hacker just won himself the other week for winning the Support Your Local Business 100. I believe he won a ride-along also up there at the racing school. So some cool, very cool package prizes these drivers have won throughout the last year by the racing school. We got to thank them for all they do also here with the Red Light Racing Series. But the green flag about to come back out as Joe Strano will lead us back into the restart zone. Green flag is waving. 39 laps officially now in the books with just 26 laps to go here at Phoenix. Joe Strano going to be able to hold on to that. Look at the Travis Minto machine. That's the first time we've seen the inside really start to struggle on a restart. AJ Rogers is going to go down to the bottom, and Max Terriot way up the track there with that 42. I believe he's down on power as he's just trying to tag the rear. There's Don Coleman. He is still out there driving with the 97 Swagger in. That machine may be wounded, but he's still out here racing tonight. Big crossover move here. James Skelton looking to the inside of Travis Yeet Minto. Not going to be able to do anything with it. Now Skelton going to work the bottom. Minto going to slam the door with that F5 IPA machine. Skelton down to the bottom. He's got the fresh tires. He'll put that SK Modified way down below the apron. not going to be able to complete the pass as Minto rallies back onto the outside. Will Minto be able to hold it? We have not seen anybody be able to hold that outside lane in turns 1 and 2, as it looks like the same song and dance. Minto going backwards, that whole inside lane going forward, but it is Joe Strano with 24 laps to go. He'll get 23 this time by at the line here tonight at Phoenix. Jimmy Mcintyre back there holding on to the 8th position. But he's got Rob Higgins in the Higgins Hill Checkered Flag Auto Supply modified, breathing down his neck. They also got the Canadian chomping on some Canadian bacon. Of Tim Williams here running into the 9th position as everybody continues to just kill the cone down there. That is the pit exit cone, race fans. iRacing is nice enough to go ahead and pick that cone up every time one of these drivers hit it. Right now, Joe Strano out front, but I believe he's having a little bit of connection issues with that Green Forestry Supply entry. The rest of the field starting to close up onto the back of these machines. They did get the jump on the field, but now Joe Strano and AJ Rogers are starting to backpedal back into the clutches here of Skelton and Murdoch. Williamson still hanging right there in the glove box number 1. Tonight's going to be a great points night for the driver of that one, as Al Smith had a little mishap there. He's back out on track, I believe, but numerous laps down. As here comes Skelton looking to the inside now, trying to take away that 2nd position from AJ Rogers, but also having some problems tonight. The 11 of Hackers. So Dalton Williamson trying to chew into that championship hunt. All he has to do is have himself a good finish yet here tonight. AJ Rogers still stuck to the outside with James Skelton down to the bottom. Looks like that battle will continue down the front straightaway, but Rogers will ultimately lose out as they enter turns 1 and 2. We talked about how they just cannot hold a fast time around the outside. Murdoch going to work to the bottom, and you see Williamson just sucked right to the Nerf bars of that 01 machine. He is just following in the footsteps of Murdoch right now. I think they're just trying to bump draft here tonight. That's something we don't see a lot of. Looking back off Richard Murdoch onto the BK Paints. Glove box racing number 1 of Dalton Williamson with 19 to go that time at the line for Joe Strano, who still continues to lead this race here tonight. There you see your top 5 drivers all in one shot. They cut the dog leg once again down the back straightaway. Murdoch going to swing it high, going to try and cut down low. Will he be able to get to the inside of that 86 Slim Jim entry out of turn 4? Oh, Skelton going to smooth up the track just a little bit, but Murdoch not having the run. Dan Butler trying to pull the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th position back to the front here, as right now it is a 5-car breakaway with Joe Strano leading, but that could change because here comes the 86 down to the bottom. Skelton's got a great run coming into turn number 3. It's going to put the 43 to the outside. Minto way high in the number 19 that time down into the corner. He's going to lose 1. He's going to lose 2, 3 spots. Minto back to the 9th spot. Buckley going to pick up a position along with Max Terriel. Dan Butler also. But that 43, Joe Strano, still stuck to the outside. It looks like we have a slower car up onto the outside. Is that the Brian Hacker entry? That is your points championship leader. Engine damage is the report coming across the radio for Brian Hacker. He says he will stay out of the race leader's way as they will start to close in on Brian Hacker. Hacker will now go down to the bottom and make the race leaders work their way down off the bottom of turn number 2. Hacker going to stay high. Dan Butler going to go for the slide down to the inside. He's going to hit the wall in the motor. Big puff of smoke. The motor going to expire on Dan Butler as the green flag stays out. So Dan Butler has gone around on the back straightaway. Go back and watch what happened to Dan Butler here. Dan Butler racing with the number 2 of Josh Buckley here. Butler hits the apron, and unfortunately the Racing School number 10 goes down and touches the apron. So that's what's actually going to end his night here. Murdoch hung to the outside when we come back live here. Be 14 laps to go. Joe Strano trying to work his way back through the field. Remember, he was the race leader with about 21 laps to go. And then James Skelton was able to work down to the bottom. Strano with a little bit of a wiggle there. Now Max Terriot there in the 42 is going to be able to get right to him. Terriot's going to go right around him down to the inside. He'll work side by side into turn 3, but they are 3 wide behind that. Jimmy Mcintyre to the bottom. Minto in the middle, and I believe that was the draft top entry of Josh Buckley to the outside. So it'll be Mcintyre now battling with Minto as Buckley just backed up. As Buckley will give it another run down to the inside of the Canadian bacon eater of Tim Williams. Oh, Buckley and Williams almost get together entering turn number 3. They are the only drivers that are doing side-by-side racing right now onto the speedway. Buckley enter turn number 1 down there on that yellow line, still trying to work around the Tim Williams entry. Now they will. Oh, it looks like a big battle, though, up here at the front. James Skelton left the inside open, and you never do that with Dalton Williamson because Williamson takes the race lead. Will Skelton be able to come back around him, though? Williamson making a mistake, and here comes James Skelton right back to the lead. Dalton Williamson going to try and insert himself between the 86 and the 17. Not going to happen because A.J. Rogers says my Epic Media Blue Machine is right here. Al Smith Jr., the lap car, just as the leaders are approaching him. The VIP Graphics Old Shed driver down on power after his wreck. Looks like Smith will stay to the outside. He'll take the leaders, or make the leaders go to the inside. They are too wide, though, with Richard Murdoch and Dalton Williamson. Murdoch gets around Williamson now, but Max Terriot's right there, too. So call it a 6-car battle for the race lead just about here with 10 laps to go tonight here at Phoenix. Look at everybody still continue to try and make this track as short as they can as they cut the dog leg every lap. They get closer and closer to that inside wall. There'll be 9 laps to go right here, this time by at the line. Murdoch going to look to the inside down in turn number 1. He'll look to the inside of A.J. Rogers. Murdoch with a little sideways action, though. Everybody swerves around the cone for once there that time out of turn number 2. Now somebody hits it. I believe that was Al Smith. Didn't want to leave the cone standing. So Murdoch takes back over the second position. It'll be 8 laps to go. Dalton Williamson still right there in the number 1 glove box racing entry, BK Paints. He is still continuing to try and rally back. He has to come back to win. You know why he has to win? Because Brian Hacker was able to notch his 3rd win of the season, and Dalton Williamson is still sitting on 2. They have done mano-a-mano all season long. They don't want to stop that just right here at the Phoenix International Raceway. So let's see if Dalton can now park his number 1 in victory lane, or will James Skelton do it for the first time in his SK career? 7 laps to go at the line. Looks like Don Coleman is the car out in front of the race leaders here. Don is currently a couple laps down. Or actually, he will be going a lap down once the race leaders get to him. The Swagger Inn driver, remember, shortened up the left side of that modified early on in this race as Murdoch really gets to the inside as Skelton had a huge bobble out of turn number 4. So now Murdoch goes to the point. Murdoch goes to the point. Skelton sideways down on the bottom. I think he may have tagged Murdoch also and caused Murdoch to go sideways. Now here comes the number 1 of Williamson to the outside. Will Skelton be able to work the inside and hold the power to the Slim Jim 90 or the 86? Out of turn 4, the flagman's going to give the signal. It's going to be 5 laps to go here at Phoenix. That time by just 5 more laps around the speedway. You are watching the battle for the win here tonight. Joe Strano slipped up on that inside lane. Max Terriot goes to the outside, though. Terriot said, well, I got to find a way around him somehow. They're 2x2 stacked up in front of him, though. Murdoch could come across the line. It'll be 4 laps to go. Skelton still holding off Joe Strano. Strano doesn't want to give up that inside lane because he knows A.J. Rogers is right there in the 17. Dalton Williamson stuck to the outside. Also, looks like Terriot going to get a huge run. He's going to jump down to below. He's 4 wide racing through the dog leg here tonight. Terriel to the inside. Then it's Rogers, Strano, and Williamson is the fourth car. They enter turn 3, 4 wide as they approach the slower car of Brian Hacker. How they made it work, race fans, I don't have a clue. Max Terriel just went from 6th to 3rd just from the dog leg exiting turn 4. Contact, AJ Rogers up the speedway. Joe Strano trying to hold on to it. Strano gonna lose it. Caution flag on the speedway. Caution flag coming out with just 3 laps to go here tonight at Phoenix. That is gonna send us into overtime, race fans. So Joe Strano loses it coming out of turn number 2. I don't know if he had any help. It looked like a solo spin, and everybody was able to get around the driver of the Green Forest Tree Supply number 43 tonight. That'll give Don Kohnman the lucky dog, and he'll get back onto the lead lap, the driver of the Swagger in. But let's first dissect and see what happened to the Strano entry. Looks like Joe Strano goes to get back to the throttle, and the 43 just steps out. Remember, he did not pit under that last caution flag that we had. The 43 elected to stay out onto the speedway and choose to be the race leader when we were going back green flag racing. Well, you see the 43 just lose it by himself down there, and it's unfortunate for Joe Strano, but no damage done to that 43 entry, so he'll be able to just tag the rear of the field here and carry on tonight. Well, we got to thank everybody for tuning in, especially Race and Jason Dobbs out there, and of course Ryan O'Donnell from Monday Night tuning in, Danny as always. Kenneth Murdoch out there tuning in also tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Race fans, we got to thank you all for tuning in here tonight. If you're new to the Turn 3 Racing Network, go ahead, like we said earlier, hit that subscribe button. Get the notifications anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it be Chris Legou, Rick Hammond, Al Smith, K.R. Stolfus, David Worrell, and of course myself, Muth, up here in the booth tonight, bringing you all the calls, all the sights and sounds here from the Phoenix International Raceway here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. That is where we are racing here tonight, and well, man, I just think the 4 wide deserves a thumbs up for these guys. I said it before, and I'm going to say it once again. I've never seen these cars here at Phoenix. I've never seen these cars run 4 wide before. I've never seen the draft work the way it has. That draft, we have seen Al Smith on the initial jump get out there to a probably almost a 10-car lead, and then the rest of the field just kind of reeled him back in. We've seen a 5-car breakaway, and then we've seen cars come up and catch the back of the field. So tonight's race has been an absolutely barn burner. It is definitely well worth the price of admission that we charged every single one of you to tune in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You gotta love that. The racing action you're getting here tonight is 100% free. These drivers are all at home in front of their sim rigs. When we say sim rigs, that means these drivers have a computer inside their house located. Well, I'll just tell you, mine's down here in the basement. It's down in the man cave here at home. And I got a computer, I got a wheel, a seat, a couple monitors, and that's all you need to go racing on the iRacing platform. That's exactly what these drivers were doing. There's a ton of social distancing. Let's just put it that way. Social distancing is in effect here, as no driver is anywhere near each other. I mean, let's think about it. I believe Darrell Clauter down there, he's from Florida. Look at Richard Murdoch, who is leading this one. He's in South Carolina, and actually it's probably the 2 closest drivers here tonight in this racing field are Richard Murdoch and James Skelton. You know, distance-wise, and I guess they are down in the hot spot of the COVID-19 area of South Carolina. But nobody really other than Dalton Williamson here tonight is getting the coronavirus. I believe Williamson did battle a little bit of the coronavirus just the other week, as he coughed on our microphone here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And well, we had to just burn that one after that race. Well, we'll see if the light's on the old pesky iRacing pace car. It is a Ford Mustang. I don't know if they broke or if they actually got turned off here tonight. When we do go back racing, race fans, it's going to be a green-white checker attempt number 1. I believe we have 3 of them if we were to need them here in the desert. Let's see if we can finish this one off under the green flag circumstances, because all you race fans that are out here tonight tuning in on the Turn 3 Racing Network, you deserve to watch the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series, which is presented tonight by Red Light Racing. You deserve a green flag, 4-wide finish. I'm telling you, race fans, if you have boxing gloves, put them on, because you're going to need them here tonight. These boys have already laced up those gloves, and they are getting ready. It'll be Murdoch and Skelton on the front row. Terry Rogers, Williamson, Buckley, McIntyre, Williams, Minto, and Robinson, your top 10. Here we go. 2 laps to decide who wins in the desert. The green flag is back into the air. Richard Murdoch going to smash the gas, and he's going to go fast here tonight. Down into turn number 1 through the 2-speed gearbox. It is a great start by the driver of the 01 of Richard Murdoch. He's going to hit the apron sideways for Murdoch. Murdoch is going to lose it out of turn number 2. The caution flag does not come out. Murdoch's going to lose it. He loses the race lead, but they are 4 wide for the race lead down into turn number 3. The 01 of Dalton Williamson shot out of a cannon. He's going to look to take the race lead. We're going to go 2 by 2 with 3 wide behind them across the line. 1 lap to go here tonight. 1 lap to go into turn number 1. It's the 42. Max Terriel surging ahead. Williamson going to get loose. He's going to lose second. AJ Rogers is going to come down to the bottom. He's going to get around as they are 3 wide with James Skelton. I believe that's Jimmy McIntyre back there. Williamson going to go way down. Can he pull a slide job here? He's going to get AJ Rogers, but he's not going to be able to slide up in front of the Max Terriel. Look at Buckley there, 3 wide across the line. It'll be Max Terriel winning here tonight in the desert. Wow, what a finish. Max Terriel gonna win with AJ Rogers finishing in second, then Dalton Williamson, James Skelton, and Jimmy McIntyre as the fireworks are going off here tonight at Phoenix. Josh Buckley made it exciting as he came across the line in 6th. 7th gonna go to Tim Williamson. 8th is Travis Minto. 9th is Joe Strano. He spun. He came back to finish 9th. Daryl Clauder rounds out the top 10. So Max is going to burn them down here tonight for your race fans. We'll see if we can get a word in with your race leader just after this. We're going to take a quick break here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We're going to see if we can get those post-race interviews for you. So don't go anywhere, race fans. See if we can get in contact with some of these drivers and bring you the post-race show tonight, brought to you by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Phoenix International Raceway. After 65 laps is complete, you see your timing and scoring scrolling up across the top of our screen here tonight. Find where your favorite driver did finish. It looks like, though, race fans, we have lost communications with a couple of these drivers here tonight. It looks like the server of communication has gone down. We have hopped into our backup server, so I believe we'll be able to get at least a couple interviews, but Max Terriot did win this one. Don't think we're going to be able to talk to our winner here tonight of Max, AJ Rogers. I don't think we're going to get to talk to him. He finished second. He came back to have himself one heck of a finish. Dalton Williamson rallied to a third-place finish. I don't see him available for comment after this one. James Skelton with a fourth-place finish. But race fans, you know what I do have for you here tonight? I do have the driver of the 81 tonight, Jimmy Mcintyre. Jimmy, it was a good run for you. You came back here to finish into that 5th position.
Yeah, that was a heck of a race, Roger. Real intense.
Yeah, we saw a lot of 3 wide, 4 wide, and I think at one time you guys tried to go 5 wide, and whoever was on the outside just slammed on the brakes and said, no, I'm all right with that. And, I mean, how was the racing out there?
Oh, the racing was just, you had to have your head on a swivel. I mean, you wanted to be on the inside. You had to, if you got loose in 1 and 2, you knew that guy was going to be right on your bumper and just going to pounce on your air.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Jimmy, but I have never seen racing like this with modifieds and a track of this nature. Have you ever been in positions like this before?
No, this is actually my first season racing with the Red Light series, and actually with the modifieds. So usually we're in the super late model series with the Upstate League, and these are a lot of fun. I mean, they're like go-karts. I mean, they're just on rails, and to be that close to your competitors, and it's like super speedway racing with these things.
Well, super speedway racing, if it is, it put on one heck of a show here tonight. Jimmy, this is your best finish so far of the season. Congratulations on that. Is there anybody on the car that you got to give shout-outs to that are out there watching tonight?
No, actually, we're running a sponsorless car, but I want to thank everybody that's, the admins and who put on to the Red Light District to put this on. Josh, he does a great job. You for broadcasting.
Well, Jimmy, congratulations on that finish. Race fans, that is the driver of the 81 out of the Misfit Motorsports stable. That is Jimmy Mcintyre. He's going to end up coming home tonight in the 5th position. And you know what, race fans? We got something special for you here now. I believe we do have communications established with the driver of the 42. Max, you're going to win this one here tonight in some crazy fashion. Walk us through tonight, because we saw you take it 3, even 4 wide at one point through that dogleg.
Yeah, that was a crazy wild race. It was pretty much the same as restricted plate racing with the Cup cars. I just felt better running in the back for most of the race. It was, the guys in the front were fast, but they were swapping the lead or just throwing blocks a lot early on. I didn't want to be part of it. And with about 4 laps to go, that's when I decided to make my move. And had a good run off of 4. I didn't know we were 4 wide. I knew we were 3 wide. And all night long, I was able to run below the yellow line in 3 and 4. So I was confident that I wouldn't drift up too much. And yeah, right after we got lucky to restart on the inside for that final restart.
Yeah, and it absolutely worked for you as you cut it down into that dog leg for the win here. We talked in the pre-race show here tonight, Max, how it's not been the season as maybe you would have thought. As you come in with only one win now, at the end of this one, you kind of prove us wrong. Are the tides starting to turn here tonight after this race, or even before this race, as you pick up your second win and we close in on the final 4 races?
I think it's due to the fact that guys start to know how to race around each other, and maybe using a little bit more patience. I know for short track racing, it's hard to do, especially when you're in a pack and you can't give an inch or you lose a few positions at a time. But tonight, with the bigger track, wider track, I felt that it was one of those races that I could take my time and just wait for the opportunities and, wait for the openings instead of trying to make them too early in the race. As far as the season goes, there have been a few races here and there that I've been caught in wrecks and early on in the season. But so far, I'm still pleased with a couple of wins, and let's hope for a strong finish till the end.
Well, this is going to certainly help you in the points now. But now we head to another fashion of racing now next week. We head to Myrtle Beach. Last season, I'm trying to remember, I think you had an issue with those turtles down in Turn 1, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but are you worried about the turtles in Turn 1, or is Myrtle Beach one of those playgrounds for you?
Yeah, I remember those. It was a learning experience. I just hope that I can tame this turn 1 and 2. I know tonight was also a challenge in 1 and 2 not to hit the apron, and as the tire wore, it got looser. But at Myrtle Beach, I really like to be close to those turtles because it's the way to be fast in 1 and 2. I like that track. I've run it in the Super Lates before, and with, I think, decent success. And it's a more appropriate track for this kind of car. So hopefully we get a long green flag run next week, and some tire wear can come in, and for a strong finish there too. It's too bad that the real version, the real life Myrtle Beach is going away, but it's a pleasure to still have it on the game.
Yeah, it'll be a good way to start to wind down the season here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. Max, we know you want to go celebrate here tonight, so who makes it all possible for you as we hand you the mic and roll out the red carpet once again here?
Yeah, as usual, my girlfriend, my friend Max at mkmedic.com, and my dad are usually regular viewers of the races on Turn 3. And you, and for putting on the show, for also the Monday night races, which is top quality. Keep up the good work. And for Josh and Dan running this SK Checkered Flag Auto Supply League, and to those guys at Checkered Flag Auto Supply coming on board this season, all the help is greatly appreciated.
Well, there you heard it from your winner tonight, race fans. Max Terrialt's able to park the number 42 mkmedic.com entry tonight in Victory Lane to pick up his second win of the season, and he did it in an absolutely barn burner state. These guys were crazy here tonight. I know I haven't seen anything like that, race fans, and well, I just hope you really enjoyed the show. As you see the finish here, you see just behind them, Josh Buckley was able to try and sneak by Jimmy Mcintyre for that 5th position there, as they were 3 wide with the 86 of James Skelton to the outside. The race to the Checkered was crazy here tonight. Let's take a quick look here, if we can, at our finishing results. Your finishing results here at Phoenix is brought to us by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. That is not the finished results here. Let's get the real finished results, as that's the qualifying. Finishing results here, Max Terrialt able to pick up his second win of the season. AJ Rogers was sitting there second. Dalton Williamson was sitting third at the finish of this one in the number 1. He'll pick up some spots, or not some spots, but some points going into the final 4 rounds. James Skelton was able to finish 4th there in his Slim Jim entry. Jimmy Mcintyre was 5th. Josh Buckley in the DraftTop.com entry, he comes home 6th tonight. The man from north of the border that likes Canadian bacon more than anybody in the world, Tim Williams, is going to finish in the 7th spot. Travis Yeet Minto comes home 8th tonight. Joe Strano was 9th, with Darryl Clauder running into the 10th position. Outside the top 10 by 1 spot is going to be the Higgins Hill Racing number 40, Rob Higgins. He finishes in the 11th spot. Brian Robinson was 12th. Don Coneman was 13th, with Richard Murdoch in 14th. Brian Hacker, who was your championship leader coming into tonight, he had a little bit of issues. He is going to finish well down the order into the 15th spot. Al Smith, also one of those championship contenders. Rough night for Al Smith. He'll finish 16th. 17th tonight was Dan Butler. He went for a wild ride down in turn 2. Chris Fritz was 18th, and 19th was Tyler Blankenship, making his debut here with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. But race fans, it's come to that time where we got to thank you all for tuning in here tonight. And coming up next for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series, we head to the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Then we head to Staff for Southern National, and we wrap up the season at New Smyrna Speedway. So we can't wait to see all you race fans back here once again on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You can catch more of the red light racing action, though, just Monday night right here. Same time, 8 o'clock green flag time on the East Coast with the RB Custom Reg Scrambler Series or Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series, all presented by Red Light Racing right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Till we see you next time, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we can't wait to see you again.